Hello, and welcome to hopefully another edutaining episode of Create Simple Meals. So, as I promised, the website is coming. I've been running around like crazy trying to get everything done. We needed one more recipe to put on. You'll see the layout once it's there. But we needed one more recipe. So, I said to my family, I was like, hey, look, I need a recipe, either pressure cook or slow cook preferred, so I can finish up this website. So, tonight we're going to do barbacoa beef in a pressure cooker. Now, I don't know all the history around barbacoa, but it's basically a Mexican dish or a Latin dish, like a barbecue style flavor, but using Latin flavors with it. So we're going to get started here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to make a puree. So in this puree, we're going to put in 2/3 cups of beef broth, 4 cloves of garlic. We're going to have 2 chipotles and the ones you get in the adobo sauce. So you want the chipotles, just 2 of those out the can, and the adobo sauce. 1 medium onion, roughly chopped. 4-ounce can of chopped green chilies. 1/4 cup of lime juice, which is basically 2 full limes juice. 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, and that's going to make our sauce. So let's go ahead and get to that right now. As always, folks, this show is brought to you by the Self-Employed Tax Guy and Self-Lodge Planning. So for all your business consultation needs, tax needs, accounting needs, please hit up the Self-Employed Tax Guy. And for all your future individual and group travel, please hit up Self-Lodge Planning. Again, if you're just now tuning in, we are doing barbacoa beef. This is the recipe right there. And we're going to get started with going on and making this broth. So, 2 tablespoons of, or 2/3 cups of beef broth. I'm using the beef bouillon. So I'm adding that in there. We're going to add in those onions. I told you about some roughly chopped onions. Add in our lime juice, our apple cider vinegar. We're going to put in 4 of our garlic cloves, and we're going to put in our cumin, oregano, salt, and pepper. And finally, these chipotles. All right. Oh, one more thing, and the can of already diced chili. We're going to take that, we're going to puree this until it is smooth. All right, folks, and there you have it. That is your chipotles. We're going to go ahead and get this out of our way. Put that recipe back up just in case you're just now joining in. This is the puree that we're doing for our barbacoa. So now we're going to go ahead and get to the meat. So for the meat, again, we're going to use our pressure cooker. You're going to get just about, let's get this thing started. Now you can use either an electric pressure cooker, you can use a standard, stovetop pressure cooker. Really doesn't matter. I'm using an electric one, and I'm quite sure quite a few of you still have the electric one. Believe it or not, I still got my old school stovetop in there as well. I know it scares a lot of people, but these things are just a whole lot easier to use. So let's put us a little oil in here. Get this warmed up. Once that comes to temperature, we have some chuck rolls here. So we've already cubed it up, cubed up some chuck rolls into about, as you see, you get a better shot of that. About 2-inch or so cube chunks. You want to chunk it up just like that, and then once this pressure cooker gets warm, we're going to start searing those off. Now, if you have, some pressure cookers actually have a saute button on them. If you're using one of those styles, hit the saute button, and you're going to use that to brown off your meat. If you don't have one, and you have just a regular electric pressure cooker that doesn't have that feature, turn it on to any setting. You just want the heat in there so you can start browning off the meat in the pan. And if you're using the one like my mama used to use, the old school stove top, put that on there on your fire. Get it about medium and just use that to go ahead and start searing off. grab my handy dandy thermometer and see where we at with this temperature here. We still got a little bit more to come up in there. So I'm real excited about this website. I'm hoping you guys are too. I know every show I've been putting at the end. Website coming soon. I'm pretty certain this week. This is the second week in September 2020. I'm pretty certain we're gonna launch it this week. So the website, just for those who are watching, it's just like the ingredients have always been. I always underline and bold the ingredients in the instruction and the ingredient list. The idea is that while you're cooking, if you see a bold ingredient, you know there's something you have to do next. So I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for you. All the recipes do not have videos on them. However, on the site, you can either leave a comment on a particular recipe. You can email me at askme@createsimplemeals.com. Also, there's a messenger feature on there. You can message me, and if I'm, around, I'll respond to you and let me know, hey, I want a video for this particular meal, and I'll get right on it as soon as possible. While you're waiting, folks, while we're waiting for this pot to get hot, please click that like button. Please click that share button. Subscribe to us here on YouTube and hit that notification button so you can get notified whenever we post up a new video and for them times when we actually go live. We haven't went live in a while now because we've been trying to play with some things, get some things right and also get the website going. But we will be going live again real soon. Go and see where we at here. Grab me a little bit of water. Yeah, there we go. Give me just a little bit more oil in here, and we're gonna start browning off these chuck roast pieces. So I'll put these in there. No particular rhyme or reason, just don't overcrowd your pan. So you may have to do this in batches. Now this recipe, it's gonna feed about 8 to 10 people, but I'm gonna tell you now, if you don't have 8 to 10 people you feeding, you can always, after you cook this, you can freeze this for up to 3 months. You can also keep it in your refrigerator for a couple of days or whatnot, but take it to work for your friends, use it for leftovers. It's a versatile type of recipe because you can make tacos with this, you can make burritos with this, quesadillas with this, you can make salad with this. We're gonna do it with tacos today, but there's no limit on what you can do with the barbacoa beef. All right, let me hush up for a minute so I can go and concentrate on getting these things browned off. In the meantime, because I know I have to do 2 batches of this, let me go ahead and grab me a pan real quick. Watch this video montage of some of the food I've cooked over the years while you wait for me. Now, folks, I will tell you this, that this is one of them meals. It's simple. It's not necessarily quick because we are going to take, once we set the pressure cooker, it is going to pressure cook for about an hour or so. But it ain't complicated. Once you put all your meat in, let it cook. During that hour, you can go help your kids with your homework, get you a shower, watch a TV show or whatnot. It's a very passive level of cooking. Let you see how nice and brown these pieces are getting in there. So you want to get them brown on all sides. Again, folks, while you're waiting, please click that subscribe button and share us with your friends and your family. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. As always, all your comments are appreciated. Please send your comments to us at askme at createsimplemeals.com. And as always, this show is brought to you by the Self-Employed Tax Guy and Self-Lodge Planner. So for all your future travel needs, group or individual, please hit up Self-Lodge Planning. We'll always look out for the best deals for you. And for all your business consultation needs, tax preparation needs, accounting needs, please hit up the Self-Employed Tax Guy. All right, we're going to go ahead. So these are browned off pretty decent. We're going to start taking some of these out so we can put the rest of them in. As again, I told you, you don't want to crowd your pan too much. And you don't necessarily have to use, I'm using 3 pounds of chuck roast. You don't have to use that much. You could have cut it down in half, and I was actually going to cut it down in half. Then I thought, you know what? I'm going to freeze the rest for them nights that I really don't feel like cooking. Take that one out of there. All right. Again, if you're just now tuning in, today we are doing barbacoa beef, a very versatile recipe that you can use in several different dishes, either burritos, tacos, quesadillas, put it on a salad, put it over some rice, you name it. But for the ingredients, we already made a puree, which we did 2/3 cups of beef broth, 4 cloves of garlic, 2 chipotles in the sauce, the ones you get in the can, 1 medium onion roughly chopped, 4 ounces of green chilies that's already chopped, a 1/4 cup of lime juice, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, about a tablespoon of cumin and oregano, 2 teaspoons of salt, and a teaspoon of pepper, and a 1/4 teaspoon of cloves or allspice. We pureed that all up, and once we're done browning this off, we're going to add this into the pan, and that's what we're going to use to make our barbacoa. So once this is all said and done, we're going to pour that in here, add us a bay leaf or 2, and then we're going to set this for an hour and let this do its thing and go in there and watch the rest of Game of Thrones. I know I'm kind of late on Game of Thrones, but I'm just now finishing up. I'm on season 8. I'm on season 8, episode 4. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that up after I get done with this and show y'all the final results. We can go ahead and start putting the rest of these back in while they're browning. I just want to get them as close to, as many of them as on the bottom of the surface as possible. No real reason. It's just my OCD likes organization in the pan. But as you see, that is a lot of meat, folks. Like I say, that's 3 pounds of chuck roast. All right, so as you see, we've done that now. We've already browned off our beef according to the recipe, added our oil, we've already seasoned off. Now we're going to go ahead and add in our bay leaf, pour in our chipotle, and start pressurizing this. So, take in your chipotle, and pour all that on in there. Let's see what that tastes like. Pretty darn good. Now we're going to take this, mix it all up. You want all your beef mixed in there and covered in this sauce. And now that that's done, we're going to add in a couple of bay leaves, about 3 bay leaves. And we're going to go ahead and cover this up and pressurize it. And we will see you in about an hour. So we're going to let this cook. Then we're going to come back, show you the final results. We're going to go ahead and shred it up and show you how we're going to use it tonight, which we're going to make tacos with it. Until then, folks, always remember, it's only 3 P's when it comes to cooking. You must have passion, you must have patience, and you must be willing to practice. See you back in about an hour or so. We show you the final results of this barbacoa beef. All right, folks, and we are back. It has been an hour now. I'm a little bit tipsy because I was spending my hour wisely. Anyway, we are done now. It is already depressurized. So now we're going to go ahead and open this up. Now, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do because I have to warm up these tortilla shells. I want my sauce, as you can see here. Let's see, can I get a closer shot up in there? As you see here, this is fine, but I want it a little bit thicker. So what I'm going to do with this residual heat, I'm actually going to put in is basically 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 2 tablespoons of cold water, and we're just going to just mix that right in there and mix it up to let it thicken up a little bit. I'm going to cover this up, and then while we're waiting for that to do its thing, I'm going to go ahead and start on, put a little bit more of that in there, start on warming these tortilla shells so we can go and wrap this up so y'all folks can go enjoy your family, and I can go ahead and enjoy mine. So, just to recap, today we did do a barbacoa, taco, or barbacoa beef. We first made a puree with 2/3 cups of beef broth, 4 cloves of garlic, 2 chipotles, the ones that come in a can, with the sauce. So some of that sauce goes in there. 1 medium onion, roughly chopped, just peel it and roughly chop it, nothing fancy. 4 ounces of already chopped green chilies, a 1/4 cup of lime juice, about 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, a tablespoon of cumin, tablespoon of dried oregano, 2 teaspoons of salt, a teaspoon of pepper, and about a 1/4 teaspoon of cloves, or you can use allspice. We blended it all up and made it into a puree. We then took about 3 pounds of chuck roast that we cubed up in about 1 or 2 inch pieces. We browned them off in our pressure cooker with a little bit of oil. Took that, and on top of that, we poured in that puree, put in 3 bay leaves, and we let that cook in the pressure cooker on high for about an hour. So now that we're done with that, we can go ahead and warm up some of these shells and finish on up with this show. Let me move this out away real quick. I'm going to turn my back to y'all for a slight second. Sorry I didn't turn this camera on, but y'all be okay. All right, put on a couple of these. Let those warm up for a bit. Check on this while them are warming. And that sauce is getting thicker. And then all we're going to do, as you see, it's getting thicker than what it was with that cornstarch. And we're going to shred these up a little bit. Let me check on these, flip these tortilla shells. You just warm a tortilla shell, folks. Now that cornstarch tip is not in the recipe, and I don't think I'm going to add it. So tell your friends, that's why you got to actually watch the video sometimes, because I'm going to do some things that are different. You know, they talk about soul food. Food and recipes don't have no soul. You got to put it into there. So these recipes, you got to make your own. All right, so now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and shred these up. Now, to be honest, normally what I use, if you have one, I bought a new one. It was a piece of crap, and I broke it. And I gave my old one to my cousin, the chef and owner of Simone's Kitchen ATL. And my new one then broke on me. Because normally what I would do is I would take a hand mixer, put it in here, and I would shred all this together real nicely. But since I don't have that, we're going to go ahead and take 2 forks, and we're just going to pull these apart to shred it up. And because it's pressure cooked, it's actually going to, even if you mix it real hard enough, even without the hand mixer, you see if I can get a closer shot on there, you can see it's actually starting to just shred all right apart. Like I said, hand mixer would have been more preferred, but it didn't happen. So we're going to go ahead and mix that all up. We're going to check on these shells. Oh yeah, these are pretty much done. So put these shells out of, drop one. I guess that one gonna go to the puppy. We're gonna go ahead and keep mixing these up. And we're gonna make a quick taco and show y'all what goes on here. In the meantime, let me grab some tongs and I'll be right back, folks. All right, folks. So what we have here now, gonna move this out of our way. We shredded that up. And basically, I'm just gonna show you one real quick. We're gonna take one of these tortilla shells. We're gonna take a little bit of our barbecue or barbacoa beef. With just a little bit that on there. And again, this recipe is one you can make tacos, burritos, you make a salad out of this thing, you can make quesadillas. We just happen to be using tacos tonight. So we're gonna take that there, give you a closer look of it, and then we're gonna top ours off with basically I went to the store and had some already made pico de gallo, or you can use some diced red onions, and I just took some avocado and diced it up and put that in there. So we're gonna layer that right on top of this barbacoa beef taco. And there you have it, folks. So, real quick, just to recap, we did a barbacoa beef. We took 2/3 cups of beef broth, 4 cloves of garlic, 2 chipotles, the ones that come in a can, already in the sauce. We took 2 of those out, put some of that sauce in there. 1 medium onion that's roughly chopped, just peel it and roughly chop it. 1 of those cans of green chilies for about 4 ounces. 1/4 cup of lime juice, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, tablespoon of cumin and oregano, 2 teaspoons of salt, and about a teaspoon of pepper and a 1/4 teaspoon of ground clove. We pureed that all up in the blender. Then we took off a 3-pound chuck roast. We cut it up in about 2-inch pieces or so, and we browned that off in the pressure cooker in a little bit of oil. Once that was browned all off, we took that pureed sauce we made, poured that on in there, put in 3 bay leaves, and we locked it down, and we cooked it for about an hour on high pressure. Now, after that, you can do whatever you want to do with the meat. You can take this meat and serve it over potatoes, rice, make a quesadilla, a salad, a burrito. We have decided to do tacos, and this is enough for about 8 to 10 people. However, if you got too much, you can go and freeze this about 3 or 4 months. Let's give this a taste test, see what this tastes like. I'm gonna tell you, folks, if anybody know me, know I don't do good with roast because I had gastric bypass. But this meat is very tender, very flavorful, very good meal. Please, if you do this recipe, please email me at askme@createsimplemeals or go to our website, which will be launched this week. Leave your comments. Let us know how you liked it. Until next time, remember, first and foremost, hit that subscribe button while you're waiting. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, Share us with your friends and family. And remember, when it comes to cooking, there are absolutely, positively only 3 rules we have when it comes to cooking. You must have passion, you must have patience, and you must be willing to practice. Until next time, we'll come with another simple meal on Create Simple Meals. I will see you all soon.